Today we'll discuss about the different identification tests for the type of emulsions. So what are emulsions? An emulsion is a biphasic liquid dosage form consisting of two immiscible liquids, one of which is dispersed as minute globules in the other and is stabilized by the addition of an emulsifying agent. Basically, we have two types of emulsions, oil in water and water in oil emulsion. So in the first figure, we can see that oil droplets are dispersed in aqueous phase. Yellow color denotes oil droplets and the colorless phase is the aqueous phase. So we can see here oil droplets. These are dispersed as minute globules in the continuous phase, that is the aqueous phase. So it is oil in water emulsion. So in the next picture, we can see the water droplets. Colorless water droplets are dispersed as minute globules in yellow colored oil phase. So it is called water in oil type emulsions. So these are the two basic types of emulsions. So next we have to see how we are going to identify the emulsion, whether it is oil in water or water in oil. So the first test is the dilution test. So oil in water emulsions remain stable upon unlimited dilution with water, that is with the continuous phase or the dispersion medium, but it will not remain homogeneous upon the unlimited addition of oil. Since water is the continuous phase, upon dilution with water it remains stable. So if you dilute it with oil, since water is the continuous phase or the dispersion medium, here the oil will get separated and the aqueous phase also will get separated. So you can say that if you dilute with water the particular emulsion, and if it remains stable, it is oil in water type. If there is separation observed, you can say that it is water in oil type. So that is the dilution test. Next test is the dye test. So you can make use of a water miscible dye, that is the methylene blue. So this methylene blue is water soluble dye. So you can mix the dye with the emulsion you are provided with, and you can take a drop of the emulsion on a microscope slide, cover with a cover slip and examine under the microscope. If the dispersed globules, they appear blue colored in white background or colorless background, you can say that it is water in oil type of emulsion, because the water droplets get mixed with the water soluble dye methylene blue and the aqueous phase attains the blue color. So the water in oil emulsion, you can observe colored droplets in colorless background. And if you observe colorless globules in colored background, you can say that it is oil in water type. Since water is the continuous phase, it gets mixed with the methylene blue and the continuous phase, that is the background, attains the blue color. So that's about the test with methylene blue dye. You can perform the test using an oil soluble dye also, that is the scarlet red dye. So the scarlet red dye is oil soluble. So here also you can mix the dye with emulsion and a drop is taken and it is placed on a microscopic slide and observed under the microscope. And if the background appears red colored, you can say that it is water in oil type, because oil is the continuous phase and get mixed with the scarlet red dye, which is oil soluble. And if red colored globules are seen in colorless background, you can say that it is oil in water type. Next test is the conductivity test. We all know water conducts electricity. Hence, an emulsion in which water forms the continuous phase acts as a conductor. And we also know oil is a non-conductor. Hence, an emulsion in which oil forms the continuous phase acts as a non-conductor. So this test can be performed by dipping a pair of electrodes connected through a low voltage bulb in the emulsion. If the bulb glows on passing the electric current, the emulsion is oil in water type, since water is the continuous phase. In case the bulb does not glow, the emulsion is water in oil type, because oil is in the continuous phase. So that's about the conductivity test. Next is the fluorescence test. Certain fixed oils possess the property of fluorescing in the presence of ultraviolet radiations. On microscopic observation of emulsion under ultraviolet radiation, if the whole field fluoresces, it indicates that oil is present in the continuous phase. That is, the emulsion is water in oil type. And if the droplets fluoresce, it indicates that oil is present in the dispersed phase. That is, the emulsion is oil in water type. So next we will see about the cobalt chloride test. A filter paper is taken and it is dipped in the cobalt chloride solution. Then it is dipped into the emulsion and is dried. If the color change of the filter paper is from blue to pink, that is, if the color changes from blue to pink color, the emulsion is oil in water type. So these are the different tests to identify the type of emulsion, whether it is oil in water or water in oil.